There is a moment, just one, that changes everything. Not loud, not grand, just quiet, like a breath withheld. When you realize they are watching you, not with love, not with warmth, but to see if they broke you. They want your reaction, more than your healing. They want to see the cracks crawl across your mask. They want confirmation that their absence, their betrayal, still defines your nights. And if you give it to them, one flinch, one sigh, one line on your face, you lose. So what do? You learn the art of appearing untouched. You learn to act as if nothing bothers you. Because power is not loud. It is silent. It is control held so tightly in the fists of your soul, it begins to burn. This is not about pretending. This is about transforming. This is about burning every ounce of dependency in the fires of discipline. It is about what Napoleon Hill called the transmutation of emotion, taking agony and alchemizing it into steel. You do not flinch. You do not fold. You do not give them the performance they so desperately crave. And in that silence, you become untouchable. You loved too much. That was your sin. You gave when you should have calculated. You softened when you should have sharpened. You thought they would cherish your vulnerability, but they used it like a weapon. And you handed them the blade. It started with little things, delayed replies, broken promises wrapped in apologies. But you felt it, the decay, the rot behind their eyes. They were slipping away, and you clung harder, because deep down, you feared being left more than being respected. You told yourself stories to explain their distance. They are just tired. They are going through something. They will come back, but they did not, because people do not return to what they do not fear losing. And that is where the wound began, not just in the betrayal, but in what it revealed about you, how you begged in silence, how you checked your phone in the dark, how you twisted your identity to remain desirable. You lost your dignity in exchange for closeness, and when they left, you were not just alone. You were empty. You started doubting yourself. What did I do wrong? Was I too much? Not enough? But the truth is, they saw how deeply you needed them, and that was the death of their respect. Humans do not crave what clings, they crave what stands alone, what looks into the abyss and smiles. You were never meant to beg, you were meant to rule. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Control your own mind, and you may never be controlled by the mind of another." And yet, most people live as slaves to emotion. They are tugged by affection, manipulated by praise, crushed by rejection. Their minds are not their own. They are fragments of whoever loves them or leaves them. But there is another path, a darker, colder, more sovereign path. It is the path of the detached mind, not emotionless, but unshaken. Carl Jung said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." But how can one become when they are always adapting, to keep a lover, to earn approval, to avoid abandonment? The soul becomes a shapeshifter until there is nothing left but masks. And yet, in every moment of heartbreak lies an invitation to reclaim your inner kingdom. Nietzsche believed suffering refines the soul, that one must live through fire to forge meaning. He wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Your why must become power, not dominance over others, but command over yourself." To act as if nothing bothers you is not deception. It is a sacred training. It is sitting with the storm and not letting it touch the stillness inside. Machiavelli knew the game. He knew that perception is power. Appear strong when you are weak. Appear cold when you are breaking. Because the world rarely gives you mercy. It gives you what you appear to deserve. So cultivate your mystery. Sharpen your edges. Withdraw your desperation like a king reclaims his throne. You are not heartless. You are becoming whole. But let us not pretend this path is peaceful. It is violent. It is a war within. Every night you hear them in the silence. A laugh, a whisper, a phantom version of the one who left. They are gone, but they still live in the folds of your psyche. They live in your hunger, in the ache that pulses beneath your daily routine. You scroll, you remember, you replay. You wonder if they think of you. You wonder if they care. You hate them. You miss them. You want revenge. You want a second chance. You begin constructing fantasies of them returning, of you being better, of everything reversing, and then rage. Why did they get to move on? Why are you the one haunted? The obsession is not about them anymore. It is about what they represent, the part of you that gave away your power, the version of you that needed. You want them back, so you can destroy that part of you. So you can rewrite the ending. This is madness, but it is sacred madness. Because in this descent, you find something primal, something ancient, a version of yourself that does not beg, that does not cry, that rises. This is the furnace of rebirth. Every thought of them is fuel. You use it. You use all of it. Obsession becomes discipline. Pain becomes precision. Silence becomes strategy. You begin to work, not for validation, but for vengeance, not against them, but against the weakness they exposed. You remember Napoleon Hill's darker insight. Out of resistance, strength is born. You will not be the same. You should not be the same. Let the madness purge you. Let it strip you to your core, until all that remains is unshakable. Now they look at you differently. They feel the silence. They sense the shift. And they wonder, why are you no longer chasing? Why do you smile without them? Why does your absence echo louder than your presence ever did? They might come back. They might not. It does not matter, because now you are not waiting. You are watching. You do not want them anymore. You want your power. You have learned the art of emotional invisibility, of looking alive but unreachable, of giving nothing and meaning everything. This is not healing. This is conquest. You do not forgive. You forget. And yet, somewhere in your mind, a part of you whispers, if only they saw me now. That whisper is your edge. Keep it. Feed it. Do not be soft. Be sharp. Be elegant. Be lethal. Let them regret every ounce of comfort they felt leaving you. Let them feel the void where your chaos used to live. But do not reach. Do not explain. Do not flinch, because nothing bothers you now. Not because you stopped caring, but because you killed the part of you that ever needed to. And in that silence, you became immortal.